Hello, Keith Livingstone. I'm a former chiropractor. I'm retired now, and I've overcome a nasty brain tumour by using the principles of ketogenic diet, ketogenic eating, which I'm going to be talking about tonight. We've just started this business in Bendigo with Ultralight, which is a ketogenic program that's been trialled for 20 years. I've been using the ketogenic diet for 12 years, since I was first diagnosed with a terminal brain tumour, which obviously wasn't that terminal. So anyway, we'll just talk about a few principles to do with diet and the microbiome and genetics. This slide is giving you a bit of good news. We're told as we get older that we lose our muscle mass and we get smaller and we get fatter, okay? Which is true to an extent, but you'll see here, very obviously here, this is a cross-section of a muscle or a person's thigh. It's an older person who's 74. Who's lost a lot of muscle mass and has got a large cross-section of fat in his thigh. The one at the top is a 40-year-old triathlete who's got a lot of muscle mass in his thighs. And the one at the bottom is a 70-year-old triathlete. Now the thing is, my main point here is that most, if not all, diseases of old age are the same as diseases of disuse. So this is actually possibly an unactive or inactive, maybe lazy, sedentary man who's lost all his muscle mass. But there are no real excuses short of maybe having had a nasty stroke for not getting out and exercising. The main point here is that this same disease has got a name when it's defined as an age-related disease, and it's called sarcopenia. But it is exactly the same physiologically as diseases of disuse. So this is all about genes are not your destiny. So a lot of people say, well, it's in my genes. My father and my mother had age-onset diabetes, so it's genetic. No, it's not. These are actually identical twin mice, brought up in different wombs with different mothers, but they're specially bred laboratory mice called agouti mice, and they've been bred with the gene which makes them obese, type 2 diabetic, and prone to all the degenerative diseases we associate with those syndromes. The one on the right was fed a very rich diet in a type of nutrient called a methyl group, and it totally changed the expression of the genes. So what you're fed in utero and what you eat can totally affect the expression of genes. Now, we've all heard of the microbiota, the microbiome. Have you heard of the microbiome? Okay. It's a vast conglomeration of hundreds and hundreds of different types of bacteria, each with a specific role. And for everything you eat, every individual item you eat, there is a matching microbiome or bacterial species that is specially made to help you digest that. And work done with some of the most primitive hunter-gatherer tribes in the world, these are the Hadza in Tanzania, shows that your microbiota can change very rapidly. In their summers on the equator, they're very dry and hot, so all they can subsist on is vegetables and game meat, small animals. Then when it's the wet season, they can eat the rich fruits that grow in the nearby jungles, so they change from meats to fruits and vegetables year round. And with each season, they have completely different microbiota, completely different populations. Okay? Now, your gut microbiome is as unique as a fingerprint. What people don't realise is that a family can colonise a kitchen in as little as a week a team of microbiologists can come in and take scrapings off the kitchen top, even if it looks totally clean, get samples of what that family's microbiota has been doing, and like a fingerprint, it's like a fingerprint or a genetic match to a certain family. So each family's got its own unique microbiome depending on the family genetics and so each family's got a unique microbiome, and it can be readily identified by bacteriologists and people who do a lot of this work with genome sequencing in microbiology. Here is a slide which is quite interesting. The microbiome obviously lives in your gut, so let's go straight down as deep as we can into the gut. You'll see here this is called the plexus, which is nerves, veins. Veins are red and blue veins are blue and arteries are red. The yellow is nerves, going deep into the surrounding tissues surrounding the actual lumen or hole of the gut down in here. These little proddy little finger-like projections deep in here, they're the villi, and you'll see in that slide there, they don't look very big, but they actually vastly increase the surface area of your gut so that you can absorb far more nutrients from a certain alimentary canal, the tube of the canal. And you can see how deep nerve structures go into the gut. And there are over 100 million receptors, nerve receptors in the gut for specific things going on in the gut at any one time. And they communicate with the brain at all times, so the brain is always aware of what's going on in the gut. So this is called the brain-gut axis, okay? Here's a close-up here. These are the villi, these fronds in the intestine. They've got veins and venules and arterioles and capillaries in them, and bigger ones there, and then that goes deeper into deeper cells. These are actually muscle cells, smooth muscle cells, circular layer and a longitudinal layer. So just like when you see an ostrich swallowing an apple, that's the smooth muscle of the start of the alimentary canal in an ostrich. You've got the smooth muscle, couple of layers of smooth muscle in the intestine, and that's just to squeeze stuff through. Imagine squeezing meat through a sausage. That's that's a close-up there. Now, what happens with a thing called leaky gut, or with chronic abuse of the body diet, with your diet, is you get this condition called leaky gut. And that's a 1,000 times magnification of the gut. You can see these crypts and these holes, sort of ulcerated little holes. They shouldn't be there. They're actually holes directly into the underlying tissues, and so what's going through the digestive system, whether it's putrefying or rotting or whatever, which should be going out or having its nutrients resorbed, is actually going into the bloodstream, into the small venules underlying the gut and into the general bloodstream. So it's very toxic. Now that's just a representation of what's going on. So this represents bacteria, various nasty cells getting through the cell walls where they shouldn't be, causes food intolerances and immune system issues. So this is what we're talking about here. We're talking about the nervous system. So actually bacteria that are in the gut, colonizing all the thousands of different niches in the gut that are possible in the microbiome. Some of them can actually travel back up to the brain along the nerve pathways. We'll go from the gut here. Back up the nerves, back up to the brain. And so that the other end of the same nerve, somehow bacteria can migrate into the brain. This is an electron microscope photo of this situation in the brain. This is a large blood vessel in the brain, and these are a small cluster of bacterial cells in the brain. There's no gross inflammation around there, so they're not causing a real problem in the brain, but they're just there nevertheless. So they've been observed by scientists under the electron microscope, but the full meaning of bacteria actually in the brain is yet to be worked out. So it's a fact that there's a brain-gut axis and they communicate constantly. Now, set point. Sometimes when we're trying to lose weight, we reach a point where we don't lose any more. We think that I've lost as much as I can this way with my diet. Is this real? Maybe not. It's very similar to a principle in athletics. I used to be an athlete, an elite distance runner, and sometimes you put in large volumes of what's called aerobic training or just steady training for months on end, just to increase your capacity to use oxygen, increase your blood supply through the muscles, increase your oxidative enzymes, do all that. But you do a big block of work and you go week by week. Maybe every week or two you might do just a timed run at a slightly higher effort over a certain set distance, and you wouldn't make the progress you were hoping for. You'd reached a sort of a temporary block. Does that mean nothing's happening? No. Another example might be you put some seeds in the ground and you want those potatoes to come up, and nothing's happening. But you leave them in there a few months and water the ground, and then the little green leaves will come through, and then after another few months, hey presto, there's some spuds. Things have been happening, but you just don't realise it. So sometimes your body, when you're losing weight steadily, a thing is it's actually a theory right now. It's called the set point theory of weight loss. But I think in practical reality, it's not just a theory. It's absolute common sense that as your body tries to make sense of something, because it's so in tune with everything going on, your brain and your body are the same structure, functionally. Once your brain realises, hey, I'm used to having a certain percentage of fat in my body, this isn't right. You've got to remember that your genes or your genetics are hardwired to when hundreds or thousands of generations ago, people were starving half the year and had to gather their food, and that they retained their fat as a good thing. Retained fat is a good thing. It takes you through those lean times. So genetically, that's hardwired into us. So the brain has a good old think about whether it wants to let you keep on losing fat, because it sees danger, like that one on Lost in Space. That robot in Lost in Space used to go around saying, danger, danger. It says, don't lose more weight. And so your body is under strict instructions from the brain to retain normal percentages of fat. Here's an instance. This is a graph of my weight each week as I've been on this program for 5 weeks. You can see that the body weight was steadily going down each time it was measured, and then last week, just over a week ago, it went up, and then this morning when I measured it again, it went right down. I lost another 1.5 kilos. It just decided to retain it for a while. I was a bit worried last week about this, and to the extent that I contacted another practitioner saying, well, you know, I've been on long-term medication for a brain tumour, and just to stop me having seizures. Is this medication affecting my ability to lose weight? Which I thought it might, because that's often associated with anti-seizure medications. In fact, a lot of medications can slow down your weight loss or increase your fat retention. But I didn't get a reply, but the reply was in this morning's weigh-in, which is that sudden drop again. So it was just a little stalling point, and we'll see what... So the message here is you just persist with what you're doing, and your brain, after a little bit of cogitating, will let your enzyme systems and your body continue and lose weight. And the good thing about the program we're using right now is you never feel hungry, even though you're losing the fat and the weight, because you're getting any possible minerals, vitamins, amino acids, and those food substrates you need in little sachets, which keep you never hungry, because you're getting the super nutritional, what's called the micronutrition. So the macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats and protein. Micronutrients include things like vitamins and trace elements and minerals. So you're never missing out on those. Now, does ketosis work? This is just 9th of June, and it's the 8th of August. Come on up, Joe.
Now we'll pose for the photo again.
Yep. Okay. I've lost over 5 kilos and Joe's lost about 7 in just, what?
5 weeks.
5 weeks, yeah. But been very steady, little steps, and that's the way you want it. You want to just lose weight gradually so that the body slowly resets its set points along the way, and the brain and the body together work out that it's okay and it's safe. So, thank you.